Hi everyone, here is the tutorial video for my loop version of Arctic Monkeys Do I Wanna Know that I recorded last year. I thought I'd open with what gear I've been using for all these videos. They're all filmed on just my iPhone, and then gear wise I'm playing a Fender Strat that I've had for many years that I love. Playing through again a Fender Princeton Chorus that I've had for a long time. That is a beautiful amp, it's just solid state, but it has started to make a little buzz sound, so I apologise if you can hear that throughout the video a little bit. I've been gigging it loads, so I think I've just battered it maybe a bit too much. But I hope you enjoy the video. Please let me know if it's useful and let me know if you would like me to do any other tutorials. Thanks, and hope you enjoy. Take it easy. Okay, so if we talk pedal setup for this loop, I am using the loop station from Boss, the RC1, which is like the cheapest entry-level version. I think there's more than enough. It's brilliant pedal. We've got the Boss DD3 delay, which I'm using throughout. The Super Octave OC3, this one here is giving that big fat tone, doubling up on the octave, and I love that pedal. And I'm using the Ibanez Tube Screamer for a bit of extra overdrive, and I just love the sound of that pedal. What I'm not using, which is in the middle of the frame, is the Ocean's 11 pedal by Electro Harmonics. That's a recent addition to my pedal board, but I could not recommend that pedal enough. Amazing pedal. I hope that helps. Peace. Okay, here's the riff. For the purists out there, I've actually played it in the wrong place. It should be there. Opening on the 1st fret. For some reason I played it on the 3rd fret. I think because I just haven't listened to the record in a while. But it's just exactly the same, so if you wanted to shift it all down, that's totally cool as well. So here's the original riff. And the riff slow. Okay, so let's break down that riff. So we're starting on the 3rd fret of the E string, and we're going to hammer up to the 5th of the E string. So that's your starting point, and then you're going to play the 3rd fret of the A string. That's it. And then back to that 5th fret of the E string. So that first little section. You can put a bit of vibrato on if you want, you don't need to though. Then we're going to go 3rd, hammer onto the 5th. 3rd again on the A string, and then here we're going to jump up to the D string on the 3rd fret and hammer up to that 5th, back to the 3rd, so that little section. Then you're going to hit the 5th fret of the A string and do that hammer again, up to the 7th, back to the 5th, and then we've got this little nice section where you hit the 3rd fret of the A string. Then you're going to hit the 5th of the A, slide up to the 7th and back down to the 5th. So that little section so far we've got. And then to finish that riff off, we've got 3rd fret of the A string, back up to the 5th of the A string, hammer again, and then a double hammer from 5th to 7th. So that, and then big note on the 5th of the E, and then a couple of mutes. Now throughout the whole riff it's important to note that there's quite a lot of muting, but I'm not sure exactly what they're doing on the record, but I just add it in because I think it sounds quite nice. You could just play it completely straight, or you can add in bits and pieces, see whatever works best for yourselves. Perfect. Okay, next up we've got the octave riff, so exactly the same riff but just rooted on that 10th fret of the A string. So I'll play it for you now. So that riff slow. So this riff here is in essence the exact same thing as the one we've looked at previously. It's just the octave higher, and I did this to kind of create that fatter sound really, and with the double octave I think it sounds pretty huge. It was definitely rattling stuff about when I did it originally in the room. So that the key thing is to root everything on that 10th fret of the A string, but the hammering on and stuff's exactly the same. So that top note there is going to be on the G string, 12th, 10th, and then D string, 12, 14. So it's literally the exact same riff. So if you can play it in the original position, you can play it here. The one thing to note is that up in this register, so that you can put a little bit more vibrato on if you want, but that's a personal choice. So you could, you know, where if you did that on the lower E string, I don't think it sounds as good, especially when you get up to, you could go pretty nuts on that, but again, that's personal preference. Cool. So now we can move on to the improv solo-y section, which goes like this. Okay, so that take was a little bit messy, but I think that's quite good to illustrate the point of this is just to create a bit of sound really, and a nice atmosphere above the riff. So let's get into it. So this is very Hendrixy, this, without picking the string. You just create that vibrato with all your fingers there on the 14th fret of the G string. And once the time comes, you're going to hit that note on the 14th fret, and then the 13th fret of the B string. And then again, keep that vibrato going. Then you're going to switch fingers here. So instead of the 14th fret of the G string being played with your ring finger, you're going to move it to your third. And then I'm going to slide up to the 17th fret, as you can see there, and then the 17th fret's going to be hit on the B string as well. So that slide up, and then you're going to hit that G string again. So that slide up's like this. So from there, switch fingers, get that vibrato going, and then the last bit is just going to slide. I'm going to leave that out and then slide back up to that original shape. But this time I'm going to play the 13th of the B string first, then the G string. And that concludes that little section. And again, guys, I'd just go jam over the top of this really. I just really like those chords sitting above. I thought they felt nice above the riff. So yeah, cool. Okay, so this leads us on to the lead guitar section, which sounds like this. Now if I play that same riff slow. Okay, so this section you've got this fairly classic bend of like 12th fret on the E string, 15th fret on the B string, and you're going to do a double bend here. So you're going to bend up so that the notes sound the same. We're going to do it twice. And then the second time, you're going to come down slightly. So you get that slight bend up and down, and then hit the 13th fret of the B string. So slightly down. Then you're going to hit that original bend again, full this time, and then the same thing again, that slight bend up and down, and this time you're going to hit that 13th fret of the B string and then the 14th fret of the G string. So that second section there is, and then the last bit, same bend again, and again, and then the 13th fret of the B string. So once you get the hang of that original one, it's pretty straightforward from there. Okay, so here's the harmony to that lead section. It goes like this. So here's the harmony section slow. Oh, nice little note at the end. Okay, so this second section, the harmony part, it's very, very similar to that original solo section. So if you've mastered that, you get this in no time. We're just going to base it on the 17th fret of the E string and the 20th fret of the B string. Double bend. So if that's hurting your ears, pull it back slightly. Then you're going to do that slight depression on there and then back up. So you get that 18th fret of the B string. Then we're going to do a little rundown, which is like 17th of the B, 19th of the G string. So that bit's there, here we go, it's like this. Then you've got a really nice lick, which is like 17th, 19th, slide up to the 21st, slide back down to the 19th, 17th. If you'd rather do that bending, you can as well. I just quite like the slide there. And the key thing here is about how often you pick it. So you'd pick that note, one more, and then I'm not picking any of that. It's all just pulling off and sliding. So where are we up to there? Then you've got this section which is like 19th, pull off to the 17th, 19th of the D string. So if you do that bit slow and then work on building up the speed. And then back to that bend. And that concludes that little section really. Interestingly, if you're into music theory, which I'm not massively into to be fair, but it's all based around that pentatonic shape. But what makes it cool is that note there, which is nothing to do with the pentatonic scale, but which I'm sure someone out there will be able to tell me what scale that's part of, but I think it sounds really cool. Awesome. Okay, so now it just leaves us with the outro section, which is basically the original riff, but I've just embellished it ever so slightly. So I'll play you that now. Okay, so this outro riff is basically the exact same as that original riff that we learnt. So if you've got that, you've got it down. Again, I've put the octave pedal back on for this bit, so on all the riffs that octave pedal is ringing on, and in all the solo sections it's off. The only difference really is in the run up, so this bit here, instead of going, I've just done the full run up, so it's 3-5 on the E, 3-5 A, 3-5 D, and all hammered on. Just thought it sounded quite nice at the time and just went with it. This bit's all the same. And then just this bit slightly different, the very last little lick is I'm just playing it with just my first finger. So just sliding all that up, so 3rd, 5th, to the 7th, and then back down to the 3rd fret. And I only really do that so that I can hit this note cleanly. So, and then slow it down a bit, bend up slightly, and then you're going to hit with your ring finger, that 5th fret of the E, and I like to upstroke it and just give it a bit of vibrato. So it can be quite loose and messy, that bit, but so the only difference is really at that run. Now here the fingering, and just let that vibrato and ring out. That's it, job done. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that was useful. Please comment down below if it was. I don't like doing that whole comment, like and all that stuff, but it does help. So I really appreciate that, and yeah, hopefully we'll have more tutorials coming soon. Sorry about the buzz throughout the video as well. I think my amp is somewhat battered from a lot of gigging, so I need to get that checked out. But yeah, I hope you found that useful, and keep enjoying playing guitar. Take it easy. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.